4 games for you. I tried to pick teams and games that were in the playoff contention, so we do have some repeat series today. We will continue to watch the Pirates and the Diamondbacks. That'll be game number 2. But we'll lead off things here with the Tigers and the Blue Jays. Both teams surprisingly close to each other, separated by a half game. They're 3.5 and 4 games back in the wild card race, so big game for both of those teams. Orioles and Athletics. The Athletics are a half game back of the Mariners. And the Orioles, I don't think they're quite as in it, but it's still interesting from an AL West perspective. And then we will wrap it up with the Yankees and the Mariners, which, it's been 5-0 victories depending on which team you're talking about. Yankees in game 1, Mariners in game 2. We'll see who wins the rubber match of that series. Let's jump in today to our first game of the afternoon or evening. Thank you for joining me. It is the Tigers taking on the Blue Jays. Blue Jays have had 3 big series, or have 3 big series. They've had 2 big series. They have a third one coming up, and they have really faltered in all of those to tank. What feels like they've really tanked their hopes at trying to get to the postseason. Welcome on in. Thank you for joining me on this lovely Friday. Friday? It's a Tuesday, Sean? What is happening? Are you okay? You know what? Maybe I'm not. Maybe I'm not. Maybe I will. Well, welcome on into Toronto. We saw a couple of games with them taking on the Royals. The Blue Jays will have another series against the Royals. You can see they're 26 and 30 for the Tigers, 26 and 29 for the Blue Jays. As it's interesting because the wild card has kind of bunched up, but there's still a gap because of one division that has 2 pretty good teams, in this case the AL Central, which the Detroit Tigers are a part of. Rafael Furcal will lead off. He is the shortstop. Then it's first baseman Ike Davis, catcher Joe Mauer, third baseman Pedro Alvarez, left fielder Raul Ibanez, center fielder Adam Jones, Will Venable is in right field, Orlando Hudson at second, and Matt Diaz is the designated hitter. And then in the National League, you have the NL East, which is actually has the top slot, and then the Braves are right there tied up with I believe it's the Diamondbacks, who play the Pirates. So there's interesting stuff happening after. Like if this season had a second wild card, it'd be wild. Ben Sheets, 4-6 with a 6.53 ERA, 11 games, 30.1 innings pitched, 41 hits, I believe is what that said before I was so rudely cut off. Hello. How's it going? 41, 8, and 27. 27 to 8 strikeouts to walks, not terrible. 41 hits, I think you'd like that number down a lot more, but that's all good. We have some old uniforms apparently for the Detroit Tigers. You can look at those baggy pants. Here's the wind and the pitch, and that is a first pitch swinging, and that is into right field, but it is an out. Both teams wearing retro uniforms, but that Tigers uniform with the double button and the collar, really stands out. Also doesn't look great on a PlayStation 2. Who would have guessed? Ike Davis, 253 average, 3 home runs, 6 RBI, 1 stolen base. Glad to hear things are going well for you. Here's the wind and the pitch. It's hit out to left field this time. 2 pitches, 2 swings, 2 outs for the Tigers. Aggressive with the bat in their hands in this one. Tigers have won the first 3 games of this series, looking for a 4-game sweep. Blue Jays kind of looking to save their season, or at least their hopes of getting to the wild card. Joe Mauer is up next. PS3 version is way better than PS2. I'm sure it is. I have no doubt. Pitcher winds and fires. No names on the back of the jersey, so we kind of learn the pitcher's name and then it kind of just disappears from my brain. We do know some of the pieces of the lineup, and we do get their names as they walk up, so that's a positive. Pitcher misses that first pitch for a ball. Second one is on the inside for a strike. 1-1. 2 gone. That is rolled over to the first baseman, so Joe Mauer takes a look at 3 pitches. That's more than the first 2 batters combined. We'll get you introduced to this Toronto Blue Jays lineup here in just a moment as we head to the bottom of the first. No score. Johnny Damon's going to lead things off. He is in left field. Andre Ethier is in right. Miguel Cabrera at first. David Ortiz at the designated hitting position. Xavier Nady in center field. Mike Aviles is at third. Derek Jeter, the shortstop. Juan Uribe at second. And Rod Barajas is the catcher. Yes, 2-time cover athlete Joe Mauer. Back-to-back years. Very weird. We have seen that before. Peyton Manning was on the cover of every NFL Fever. Though that's kind of a weird franchise. But I guess for like the big ones, Madden had kind of a problem where they put Brady on it, Mahomes on it, and Brady and Mahomes on it. And it's just... all of that was within like a 4-year span. Roy Oswalt 6-6 with a 4.28 ERA. 12 games, 32.2 innings pitched. 33.2 innings pitched. 26-9 and 27. Hits, walks, and strikeouts. Phew. Oh, pardon me. I wonder, was Ovechkin on multiple 2Ks? I feel like there's a weird spot right around this time where athletes were more likely to be on the cover more than once. I hope we don't see it much in the future. There is a strike. I know Kobe was on it twice, but that was posthumous. I'm okay with that. Huh. But like, I don't love the Brady and Mahomes. I think that Madden, I think it's Madden 22. I think that's the ugliest cover that they've ever done. Like Mahomes individually, Brady individually. I think Gronk was even on one. Like, all of those totally fine. Brady on the cover for Madden for 2 different teams. That's kind of wild. 2-1. Here's the wind and the pitch. That is in for a strike. I'm guessing that this time next week we will know the cover athlete for MLB The Show 26. The orange has me thinking it'll be Soto or maybe Barry Bonds, because it seems like he might be in the game next year as part of Diamond Dynasty, as that is smacked out to center. Or he's signed with Topps or something like that. I forget exactly what the story is, but something tells me they want to try and do something with him. Andre Ethier. Batting .310, 5 home runs, 15 RBI, 1 stolen base. Personally, I think it should be Cal Raleigh, but the big dumper. But I don't think that's what it'll be. It does not seem like, and that is in for a strike, it does not seem like MLB The Show gets the cover athlete you would think it would be. Seems like Topps usually has that, but Topps is also celebrating 75 years this year. So they have, that is low for a ball. Griffey's on the cover, or on the cover, I guess, just to keep the terminology the same. It's Griffey, Judge, Ohtani, and Hank Aaron on that, which is a little weird to see two modern day players. I'm a little surprised we don't get somebody from, well, Griffey covers the 90s. Then you get the modern, swung on and missed. I guess you could have thrown someone in there for like the aughts and the, yeah, but then Judge was around and he was the MLB The Show 18 cover athlete. That is hit right to first base, over to second for the force out, back to first in time for the double play. Was not sure that they were going to get that. But the Blue Jays put a runner on, and it is erased quickly. Ooh, boy, that was close. Let's take a look at that replay. Not 100% sure. Miguel Cabrera is the next batter. Let's take a look at it. We're right down the line. First baseman or the pitcher comes over to cover. Okay, he does just get the foot in. Boy, this control stick is so bad. All right. Never mind. No controversy. We did have maybe the worst out of the year yesterday, which is kind of wild. Here comes the lead. The first pitch to Cabrera. It's a strike on the inside corner. Hopefully I'll be able to pick up some Topps 2026 Series 1. Comes out in a few weeks. Number 44 is ready. He'll wind and fire. That is low for a ball. Don't forget, Friday we'll be doing the bracket reveal stream. Do I need to do a lot of work for that? Yes. Yes, I do. Will it get done? Hopefully. Here's the wind and the pitch, and that is inside. Step one was making sure that my login worked for the challenge website. Step two is going to be a little longer, going through and getting all the results and the correct scores. 2-1. Couple gone here in the bottom half of the first. Cabrera takes a swing at that, and the second baseman covers nicely, fires to first on a hop in time for the out. Cabrera makes a big deal about it, but he was out by a good margin. Alvarez, Ibanez, and Jones coming up for the Tigers. Pedro Alvarez batting .250, 4 home runs, 19 RBI. That is a nice location. Maybe a little generous, but does get the outside corner for a strike. 0-1. Low for a ball. Righty winds, he'll fire. That is smacked out towards center field. Center fielder is chasing, and it is caught at the wall. Right in front of the Never Lose Sight majestic thing. Slogan, that's the word I'm looking for. He never lost sight of the ball, made a nice catch. I do like the numbers on the numbering on the back of those Blue Jays jersey. It's kind of a nice font. Raul Ibanez steps up. I guess it's more than 2 buttons. It's 4 buttons. My bad. The collar looks absolutely horrendous. Here's the righty. Gets Ibanez to swing under that one, and he'll start this count 0-1. Kind of an aggressive swing. Maybe a surprisingly aggressive swing from Ibanez. No, pardon me. That was not a fun hiccup. That is hit out towards right fielder. The right fielder chases and makes the catch. He'll throw it back in, and I will be RB. Oh, he's going for a bunt up the third base side. Does he have the speed to get there? No, he does not. Out by about 2 steps. You kind of like the ambush, though. Just try to get it down and see if you can beat him there. Just get something going on the base paths. Ortiz, Nady, and Aviles coming up for the Blue Jays here in the bottom half of the second. Also today is the 8th anniversary of the very first video I ever posted on this here YouTube channel. So congratulations to me, I guess. Swung on and missed. Oh, and 1. Pitcher is ready. And he gets Ortiz to swing under that one. Pops it sky high. Comes in to make the catch, and that is one away. That's a nice pitch location as it stayed up in the zone, had a good ride through it. Ortiz, not like the worst timing by any means, but just didn't get any of the ball really, and it went just straight up. There is a curveball, gets him a little inside, kind of jams him a bit. He pulls it foul up the third baseline. That is upstairs for a ball. Here's the wind and the pitch. Sliced foul. Foul ball. I thought they were gonna do the clap thing again. Big curveball outside for a ball. I was prepped. I was ready. 2-2. Here comes the wind and the pitch. It is swung on and missed, so that'll set him down on strikes. 2 gone here. As my nose has decided to just be a pain today. It's been all day with my nose. Mike Aviles. Yeah, I think I was pronouncing it slightly incorrectly. But I am not pronouncing it Aviles, or however I was saying it earlier, so we're improving. We could use a little more improvement, but hey. Sometimes it's just little steps here and there. Sometimes we pop our hand onto the table and knock our knuckles. The righty is ready. He'll wind and fire. That is a strike. That is low, swung on and missed. That'll retire the side. This Blue Jays offense has been shut down by the Tigers. We will head top 3. Detroit with no hits. He tried to jump the line. Landed right on it. He was trying to jump the chalk because he knows ball. Will Venable going to lead things off here in the third. Each pitcher so far has faced the minimum. I know Toronto has a hit, but it was a double play that retired the side. That's inside for a strike. A little surprising. Thought that might be a ball, but umpire gives him the call. 0-1. Here's the wind and the pitch. It is fouled away. That was a big old curveball right there. Makes it 0-2. And that is a strike 3 called on the outside corner. That has been a generous spot in this game so far. Smart move by the pitcher to go for that portion of it. And maybe not the greatest take by the Tigers hitter, just considering how effective it has been for the pitchers to get strikes. Orlando Hudson's batting .322. He has a few RBI and a home run so far. That could all be on one swing, too. He could have 1 home run, 1 3-run home run, that's it. The ball is outside. 1-0. Gonna try that outside again. Stays too wide. Good takes here by the Tigers batter. Hudson. Looking at a 2-0 count. That is hit foul up the first base line. And that is hit toward the shortstop. He makes the scoop clean and records the out at first. And it's Derek Jeter. I forget that he's on the Blue Jays. He bats in the 7 spot, which is really weird. Matt Diaz, actually, because he's in the 7 spot, he'll lead off the inning for the Blue Jays in the bottom of the 3rd. Matt Diaz looking for a big swing here to put his team out front, or just to put a runner on base. He'll take a strike up near the letters, and it'll be 0-1. Here's the wind and the pitch. It is flared into foul territory. First baseman takes a look at it, makes the adjustment, and makes the catch. Tigers so far have registered 0 hits and actually, honestly, 0 base runners. Like I said, Derek Jeter will lead things off here in the bottom of the 3rd for the Toronto Blue Jays. 319 average, 1 home run, 3 RBI, 2 stolen bases. Here's the wind and the pitch. It is a curveball that misses low. So Jeter with a good take to get ahead 1-0. One swing here from Jeter can win them the game and salvage them the series. Here's the pitch. It is, that's a big swing. Missed a pitch on the outside. 1-1. Oh, he went back to the curveball. Another good take by Jeter. First one missed low, and I think it was in kind of a similar trajectory, so I think that makes that second pitch a little easier to take, just based on, like, you probably know where it's going. Here's the 2-1. That one stays outside, so he's gone low to outside, low to outside. Does he try to get that curveball over again? 3-1, and if he does, it's a good time to throw that pitch. Batters love swinging on a 3-1 count. Here's the wind. Man, that is crushed out to left field. Just kidding, it was hit well out to left field, but right to the left fielder. Raul Ibanez out there. Juan Uribe. He'll come in with 1 out in the bottom of the 3rd. And he'll take a ball upstairs. 1-0. Wind and the pitch stays high. 2-0. The 2-0 is on the way, and it's low 3-0. Gotta be hands-off controller. I've said that recently, and the batters have put pretty good swings on it, including a home run. See what he wants to do here. And he'll take a pitch low for ball 4. Excellent plate appearance. Never really tempted all that much. Maybe that last pitch was a little tempting, but it was low enough to where I think you just keep the bat on your shoulder, your hands off the controllers. You go, hey, if it's 3-1, it's 3-1, but not giving them an easy out. That pitch drifts a little inside, or toward the inside of the strike zone. It is a strike. Looked like it was wanting to start more outside, but it kind of just worked its way in. The wind and the pitch, that is hit out towards right field. The right fielder has a bead on it. He'll make the catch a couple steps shy of the warning track. The runner will retreat to first, and that will turn the lineup over. Johnny Damon, he's 1 for 1 with a single. He led the game off for the Blue Jays with a single, but then they hit into a double play. They haven't been able to get a hit until the 8-hole hitter was able to come up with a walk. So that's not even a hit. They weren't even able to come up with a base runner for 2 innings. How aggressive do the Blue Jays want to be on the base paths? Damon takes inside for a ball. Here comes the pitch. It is hit. Third baseman scoops it cleanly, fires to first in time for the out. We are heading to the top of the 4th. Extras are on the way in Toronto. That'll flip the lineup over for Detroit, who does not have a base runner in this game. So here we go. Pitch number 1 of inning number 4 is inside for a ball. Detroit was very aggressive out of the gate. 2 swings on first pitches by the first 2 batters, both of them resulting in outs. He had a 5-pitch inning for the Blue Jays. That is in for a strike. Catcher was looking like he was setting up outside, but it drifted in over the plate. It is swung on and missed. Here comes the 1-2. And rolls over that curveball up the first baseline, foul. Good job to just fight that one off, stay alive. And the ball. Interesting. That looked like it was right at the letters. Top part of the zone's been a little finicky lately. I don't know if it's not just even game to game. It's like day to day. I thought he had that at the letters, but that's not how that worked. That is right back up the middle. Pitcher does not get the fielding animation, and it will roll into center field for a single. So, finally, the Tigers have a base runner. They pick up their first hit of the game in the 4th. And that is the go-ahead run. Ike Davis is 0 for 1. He rolled into the double. No, he did not roll into a double play. He popped out. I was thinking of the Blue Jays. Blue Jays had a hit and then immediately hit into a double play. But the Tigers are the ones up to bat. Nicely blocked by the catcher there. Keeps the runner at first. Here's the wind and the pitch in for a strike. Runner on first, the 1-1 swung on. That's a good location. Gets an aggressive swing from the left-handed batter. Makes the count 1-2. Both of these batters for the Tigers have been more patient. It's a low bar to clear, but they are clearing it. Here comes the 2-2. Low for ball 3, so a full count. Payoff pitch upcoming. They will check on the runner at first. He is back safely. One of the closer attempts, I guess, but still not that close because this game is just not good at doing that at all. It looked like he had a little bit more of a scramble with the feet. Here's the payoff pitch, swung on and missed. Got him to swing under it. And that will be out number 1 via the strikeout. Swing timing was early on the four-seam fastball at 94. And that'll set him down. Joe Mauer 0 for 1. 356 average. Only a couple of home runs, 11 RBI. Not maybe getting the cover athlete boost. Much like the cover athlete boost that the Cincinnati Reds got with Ellie De La Cruz as they beat me in the World Series. That is fouled away. Surprisingly aggressive swing from Joe Mauer, considering the fact that he had a more patient at-bat the first time. I'll check on the runner at first. Again, looks like he kind of got into a weird spot with his feet, but back to the bag, no problem. They are going to put the runner in motion. The pitch is outside, and it is a nice... I mean, he's not going to advance to third, even if it gets into center field, because he slides in. But it is a nice adjustment by the covering defenseman to make sure it doesn't get into center field. Mauer is going to put this in towards left field. It's going to roll foul. It's going to be caught. Caught for the out. Wow. That was a little tricky to see from our angle, but they do register it as an out. So a runner on second with 2 gone. And a big curveball gets in the zone for a strike. Here's the 0-1. That is rolled foul up the third baseline. Foul ball. Here comes the 0-2. That is foul again up the third baseline. Got to be such a frustrating at-bat here. Just can't keep it fair. That's more than likely going to score the go-ahead run. Another 2-strike pitch. Good eye. Takes that for a ball. Nice location. Kind of like the best of both worlds. That low outside corner to the lefties has been open. It's been available. But in a bold take that pays off. That one pretty easy, as that one looked a little wild coming out of the hand. Makes the count 2-2 with 2 gone. A runner on second. We're in the top of the fourth. No score. Here's the wind and the pitch. It's going to be rolled right up the middle. Center fielder's going to come charging in. Runner hits third and charges towards home. The throw is obviously way late. It'll be the cutoff man, the pitcher. And that will be the first run of the game. Detroit comes up with some 2-out damage for Raul Ibanez. So just cannot come up with that third out. See what the righty can do here against the lefty Ibanez. Pitch is inside for a ball. I don't think Ibanez likes that location, but moves his feet out of the way. It'll be 1-0. 1-0, Wines fires outside for a ball. Two and 0. See how aggressive does Ibanez? How aggressive is Ibanez? He's very aggressive. That is strike number 1. Swung on and missed, high inside corner. Don't know if it's a strike if he takes it, but doesn't matter now. The bat comes off the shoulder and the count goes to 2-1. Runner on first. They try to test Ibanez inside again. It drifts over the plate. Kind of a pitch so bad it was good. Makes the count 2-2. Righty winds and fires low for a ball. Full count. Payoff pitch. They put the runner in motion. It'll be scooped by the second baseman. Fires to first in time for the out. It'll be up to the Toronto Blue Jays offense to keep things going. Ethier, Cabrera, and Ortiz. Coming up, Detroit takes a 1-0 lead in extras on just 2 hits. Here is Andre Ethier. Trying to get his batting average 337, 317. I missed it. Ooh, neither of those. 307. That's rolled over to the second baseman. Bobbles it. Ethier can't quite get there. It's out number 1. I mean, pretty close, but also pretty easy for us to tell that it was indeed an out. Miguel Cabrera's 0 for 1 today, batting .279, 4 home runs. Home run number 5 would tie this game up, and if you could just get on, they'll bring the winning run to the plate. That'll go right back up the middle. Hey, he gets that hit, and he will sit down at first base. For David Ortiz, a horrendous batting average of 183. Not a lot of home runs to go with that poor batting average. And we'll see what he wants to do. Right-hander winds and fires. That is punched out towards right center field. It'll get down, hit the wall, and bounce into the center fielder's glove. They will send him around third. The cutoff man wings it in, and he is safe as the throw is a little offline. A nice job by David Ortiz to tie the game. And now you're winning runs at second base, and the Jays can absolutely steal a win. And kind of save the series. That is out towards center. See if they want to send him to third. He'll tag up. Center fielder throws in. He's about halfway there. Cutoff man. Not in time. Safe at third. Mike Aviles. 0 for 1 with a strikeout. He has the opportunity to be a hero. At least a productive second out. I think even if you were to just get a single and advance the runner, that might be the better plan. Oh, Aviles might want that pitch back. That curveball. I mean, you've seen the curveball get out of the zone. You've seen it be lower, but that one started pretty high. That is a ball in the dirt. Here's the righty, winds and fires. That's a good take. I think that's probably why you're looking at those curveballs. He's missing more than he's hitting his spots. You don't really want to give him an easy out. Gets ahead in the count with a 2-1 count. 2 gone, winning run 90 feet away. Here's the pitch. It is inside. In that low inside corner, gets the strike call. That has been a consistently effective spot for both pitchers in today's game. That one bounces in. Nice job blocking by the catcher. Hard to believe that they would really send any runner home, but especially David Ortiz. I don't think that's a guy you put in motion even if that ball gets away from him. So here's a payoff pitch. Righty winds and fires inside for ball 4. An excellent take. I think that's all set up by taking that curveball. He took that first curveball for a strike and looked at like every other one. And it's up to Derek Jeter now to try and drive in this run. 2 outs with runners on the corners. I mean, Jeter's a guy, name value-wise, you want up there. And he will do it! A little flare into right field is a walk-off single for Derek Jeter. Doing it for the AL East rival, the Toronto Blue Jays. And that will send the Toronto fans home happy. 2-1 your final. All 3 runs scored in the 4th inning. Here is a look at your player of the game. It's Ben Sheets. 4 innings, 2 hits, 2 strikeouts. And he improves to 5 and 6. Roy Oswalt falls to 6 and 7. And that will do it. Toronto still wins the series 3-1. We get a walk-off victory. Tigers batted a little bit better. They had a few more at-bats. Only 3 extra hits, but they drove in 9 runs compared to just the 4. And 2 of those runs for the Blue Jays were today. Really high ERA in 13 innings pitched. And half the strikeouts. The White Sox beat the Rays 3-1, and we will slide down the list a little bit to... What teams are we watching? I've completely forgotten. It is the Pirates and the Diamondbacks. We watched every one of these games. They have been a lot of fun to watch. And we will watch the series finale here. Diamondbacks a couple games back of the Pittsburgh Pirates. Like, again, that NL East is crowding things up for the wild card spot. That's what the Diamondbacks are chasing right now. They're also actually looking at they're looking right down at the Colorado Rockies, who are in front of them. Let me flip the thumbnail while you're here. Remember to hit that like button. Subscribe if you're new. Welcome on in. Hi, Walkoff. Good to see you. Pirates, Diamondbacks. Game 4 of this 4-game set. David Ortiz and Derek Jeter on the same team, let alone the Blue Jays. Yeah. The beauty of a fantasy draft. Here's your Pittsburgh Pirates starting lineup. It's right fielder Nick Markakis. First baseman Nick Johnson. Second base is Robinson Cano. Third baseman Jose Batista. Designated hitter is Seth Smith. Left field patrolled by Alfonso Soriano. Miguel Olivo in the catching position. Crispy Young, Crispy Quick in center. Ryan Terriot is the shortstop. I mean, David Ortiz was sure having fun when the Blue Jays beat the Yankees knocked the Yankees out of the playoffs. Amen, Vladdy. No, Yankees lose. Pretty delightful stuff, if we're being honest. All right, Rodrigo Lopez is 5-5 with a near 7 ERA. 11 games, 37.1 innings pitched, 51, 10, and 24. That is a ton of hits. Which would you join the live stream on the phone? The chat didn't cover up the button. It auto opens the chat. Yeah, I wish chat would not auto open as well on mobile. I agree with that. Because then you got to work around it. Got to remember to close it, hit it. Yeah. Well, thank you for hitting the like button. I appreciate it. It is annoying. And it scrunches the screen down, and I'm just I just want to watch the stream. I'm not much of a... I'm just, Okay, don't love that we got 2 black tops here. Okay, it's gray pants versus white pants. 0-2 as we are underway here in game number 2. Thanks again, everybody, for joining me on this Tuesday evening. Markakis is going to take a strike at the knees. And he will be set down quickly. That is a really nice location. Pitchers have been hitting that spot. They hit that spot a lot in the last game that we watched. Could be a spot that's open and available for the pitchers today as well. I mean, that's a beautiful location. That's where, basically I want every single pitch that I throw at MLB The Show. Just tuck it in that quarter. Beautifully. Just like that. Bam. Just wind in the pitch. That one's low for a ball. What game are you watching? Do you love the crowd losing their marbles? Ah, yes, the good old gray versus white pants of gray versus white pants war of 2011. It was a simpler time back then. Some folk wanted to wear white pants, and some folk wanted to wear gray pants. I'm here to tell you that the Pittsburgh Pirates and the Arizona Diamondbacks settled that war once and for all on a beautiful June 6th day. That is rolled up the first baseline foul. Here comes the 1-2. Inside, gets him, actually hits him. I thought that was going to stay inside and miss him, but got him flush on the hip there. Robinson Cano stands in. A .440 average, 5 home runs, 22 RBI. With how inconsistent this game is with its like hit detection of the batters, it's very weird to see the hit batters. Like it actually surprises me. Because sometimes it looks like it's going to hit them and it just breezes right through. And then sometimes it looks like it's not necessarily going to breeze right through, but just brush them back a little bit. And that's when it goes, no, that's a hit by pitch. Now we're hitting batters, okay? Here comes the 0-1. That is hit right to the first baseman, so the hit by pitch means nothing. Back to first in time. The double play retires the top half of the order. And we will head to the bottom half. The home half, as it's called. David DeJesus is the right fielder. He'll lead things off. Chipper Jones is at third. Joey Votto at first. Jason Bay in left. Curtis Granderson is your center fielder. Matt Wieters behind the dish. Brian Pena, the designated hitter. Freddie Sanchez at second base. And Jamie Carroll is the shortstop. We're done with college football season. We're about to be done with NFL season. Daisuke Matsuzuka, 5-5, a 5.86 ERA, 11 games, 27.2 innings, 30, 16, and 12. I ain't a walking guy. I'll just beat him and save the pitches. That's fair. 30, 16, and 17. I don't think I like that. I don't like that ratio of walks to strikeouts, but that's fine. Bowls all over the Clippers. That is in for a strike. Move this GoPro out of the way. Some pitchers would do that if they thought they could get a grounder for the double off the next batter. Seems like a good way to, like, get one of your own teammates hit. I don't think are they yelling down at the batter? They're like, I'm just trying to get the double play. I wasn't trying to hit you. I was trying to... Oh, my goodness. Oh, my goodness. Second hit by pitch today, as we're talking about it. They think they can get a grounder off of Chipper Jones? The first batter of the afternoon for the Diamondbacks gets hit? Wow. So a runner on first. Chipper Jones, big old swing right there. That pitch was way inside. I thought it was going to actually drift behind him. So 0-1 with the runner on first. That is low for a ball. 1-1. That is lined up the first base line. That is going to stay fair, get all the way to the wall. Do they send him around third? They will. He is heading home, and the relay throw is not in time. I forget how bad those slides are. It's pretty aggressive base running there. I kind of love it, if I'm being totally honest. I'm glad that they set up around third. It is a little weird to see just how bad this game is at times. That slide is brutal. I mean, he had the throw beat, and it wasn't really going to be close, but all of a sudden, as it's coming in, we're locked in on the umpire here. I mean, he has this throw beat. It's like about halfway home, but then the slide just takes all the momentum and gives him an opportunity to get the tag down. He obviously doesn't, but it's just one of those like, hey, a lot closer than, maybe. So the hit by pitch to ground, or to double play does not work in this case. 1-0 Arizona. That's outside for a ball. So good job by the Diamondbacks to take advantage of the hit by pitch. And a good job by them to get on the board here early in this one. Here comes the 1-0, misses low. Here comes the 2-0. That's low and gets away. Because it goes up the third base side, the runner does not advance. If it goes up the first base side, they're more likely to advance, but it's not a guarantee. That makes the count 3-0. Here's the wind and the pitch, and that'll be a strike high and outside. Gets that corner. Another pitch. It's 3-1. Hitters love swinging at that, and that's what happens. Fouls it away. Fills the count. Here comes the payoff pitch. Stayed high those last couple pitches. See if he wants to do that again or if he tries to drop something in low. He will stay upstairs. Gets the batter to swing under it, and that will be an out. Late swing timing there. Couldn't even just get like a piece of it to try and stay alive. Not the tightest to the top of the zone, but still a pretty good location. And it looked like it had good ride through the zone as well. Jason Bay steps up with a runner in scoring position. Just one gone here in the bottom of the first. That is on the outside edge. Gets the strike call. 0-1. Here comes the 0-1. Oh, I think he's going to want that pitch back. It'll hold the runner at second. Fires over to first for the out. That pitch looked like it was going to stay up in the zone. A little bit of a hanger there. But could not get a hold of it. Just weakly hit over to third base. Here's the wind and the pitch. It misses outside for a ball. One and 0 misses low. 2-0. And it misses again. 3-0. Here comes a 3-0. It's not a hands-off controller moment. It's a hittable location, but he's been able to get that past the Diamondbacks' bats so far in this inning. Kind of look at it and go, ooh, don't know if you love the location, but when there's strikes or strikeouts, it works. Well outside for ball 4. And that'll put 2 on. I mean, just not even close. That's in the other batter's box. So Matt Wieters steps up, 243 average, a single home run so far, 11 RBI. Good opportunity for RBI number 12 here. Two down. Arizona leads 1-0. That one misses the zone entirely. Nice adjustment by the catcher there to make sure it doesn't roll all the way to the backstop. It's not going to roll. It's probably going to get there pretty quickly. It'd be interesting to see if the runners do advance, but we don't have to worry about it because he caught the ball. Here's the 1-0 pitch. It stays high and outside. Kind of a similar location, but also kind of worse, too. 2-0. That is swung on and missed. 2-1. Pitcher sets, readies and fires. It is fouled away. Foul! Foul ball! Two and two with 2 on and 2 on and 2 out, and that is gone. Gone, gone, baby. I did not think he got enough of it. That's why, like, some of the sounds can be so confusing, because that one sounded like it was pretty weak contact, but was able to get that out, no doubter, out to right field, whereas sometimes you hear like a solid crack of the bat and it's just a routine fly. Wow. I guess that was a better sound than I realized. It seemed different in real time, but 389 majestic feet gives them a 4-0 lead. Could not get the third and final out to retire the side. Brian Pena batting .231, 6 RBI. Zeros in the other two categories. So he will enter back into his regular pitching rhythm, and it's maybe the worst location he's thrown all day. That was not great. Arizona's had runners on so consistently and so quickly in this inning that you forget that he does the whole wind where he like bops it back a couple times and then comes forward and throws the pitch. He'll underhand toss it to first for the out for the third out of the inning, but Arizona scores 4 on just 2 hits. 2 hits. One of them's the home run. Man. Batista, Smith, and Soriano coming up for Pittsburgh as we get set for inning number 2. Here's the wind and the pitch. It is outside for a ball. Here comes the 1-0. Upstairs. 2-0. Like to see this pitcher be a little more aggressive. Just try to get these outs. Worst case scenario, it's a solo home run to Batista. You don't really need to play around with it too much. Though this Pittsburgh offense we have seen be pretty explosive before. It's the swing and the foul ball there. Here's the wind and the pitch. It's, ooh, wow, gets the strike call on that inside portion of the zone. I thought it was maybe just a little inside, but it is called a strike by the umpire. 2-2 to Batista. That is rolled over. Second baseman dives and bounces off his glove. It's a nice effort, but it won't be an out. Seth Smith, he's batting nearly 400 with 3 home runs and 13 RBI. That is low for a ball. 1-0 gets the strike at the knees, 1-1. Winds and fires. No appeal down to third base. Kind of thought about it, but... Two-one. Hit towards the shortstop. Bobbles it. Gets the lead runner. Not in time for the runner at first. And he will be safe. So that probably should have been a double play. And hey, what does this game like to do to defenses that can't turn two? It likes to punish them. Of course, one time I was trying to explain that, and then they were not punished at all. So, you know, what the heck could I possibly know? We're only on day 69 of this, or whatever it is. Actually, I don't even know if I updated. What is that? What's the playlist count at? That is low and outside for a ball. As I quickly... It is shocking how often I check my own content. Oh, this is, I think, is literally... It's video number 69. That is popped foul. First baseman steps over and makes the grab in foul territory. Oh, gosh, and you're way behind again, huh? And then I wanted to go... Oh, here, we want to change this. I did forget to change the number. Oh, it does not bring up a hashtag for that. Okay. I don't mean it's not a hashtag. They're going to appeal down to first base. And that will be a called strike. He win. I don't think YouTube really wants people going hashtag 69, but it's just number. It's just a number sign. Wow, gets the strike at the knees as well. So everything's really breaking for Arizona, breaking in their favor. Here's the wind and the pitch. It's fouled away, so Oliva will keep his at-bat alive. The 0-2 is knocked out towards right center field. It'll bang off the wall, and center fielder will come and get it. Runner stays at second as the lead runner crosses home plate, and hey, there's the punishment. They give up a run. Day 69, you know it, baby. Chris Young, crispy young, crispy quick. He'll step up. He can, with one swing, he can cut this to a one-run lead. That out in foul territory should have done it for the inning. That's a big swing there. Looks really late on that pitch. But because they don't turn two, the out in foul territory is only out number 2. And then they're able to pick up an RBI double with 2 gone. And they will get another RBI with 2 gone. Center fielder throws in, but it'll be cut off by the pitcher. No relay, as he is safe at home. Tying run to the dish now. Leads have not really been safe in this game. We go back to game number 1. A 3-run lead for the Pirates was not enough. They gave up 4 in the bottom of the third in one of the 4 walk-off games that we had that day. Is 4 enough for the Diamondbacks here in game number 4? Gets the strike called. Right at the knees. Here comes the 0-1. It is fouled away. That's an aggressive swing. I think you might want to let that one go. It was a pitch that at best was going to be so bad it was good, but at worst was going to be a ball. Kind of missed wildly with that one. Not sure why he's upset about it. It was nicely blocked by the catcher. Made sure that it held the runner at first base. That's what you're looking for in that situation. 1-2. Fouled away. Went from a sneeze to a yawn. Whoops. That is way outside for a ball. You can't be playing around now. I know you're trying to be cute. I know you're trying to get the strikes, get the weak contact. It's 2-2 with 2 out. Here's the wind. The pitch is inside, fills up the count. Here's the payoff pitch. They are going to put the runner in motion, unsurprisingly. For some reason, he stopped running like that mattered, but it is what it is. Payoff pitch is fouled away, so we'll do it again. Runner in motion, and that's foul. Again. Foul again. The runner retreats back to first again. And we will do another payoff pitch. Third one of these. Here's the line and misses low. So now the go-ahead run comes to the plate. The tying run is on first. And a 4-0 lead, which, felt pretty good. As soon as I saw that bobble, I thought this team is going to get punished. This game loves punishing teams for plays that the game does not allow the teams to make. It's very weird. That's what it is. Here's the line and the pitch to the lefty. Gets him to drive it sky high in the air. It'll be and out. That'll retire the side. They score 2. The Pirates do. Got the lead in half. Sanchez, Carroll, and De Jesus. De Jesus is usually, I think, how the PA announcer pronounces it. Pittsburgh with more hits but fewer runs. Freddie Sanchez, giant. Ooh, pardon me. He'll step up. See if they can pick up an insurance run or two to send this to the third with a more comfortable lead. Of course, you could say that they had a comfortable lead going into the top of the second. And it's 1 pitch, 1 swing, 1 out. Jamie Carroll. Again. So here's the wind. And the pitch. This is low for a ball. We'll take this wind up all day long over the Braves pitcher who takes an extra 10 seconds or 8 to 10 seconds or whatever it was to walk the mound and do the little thing. And ugh. So 2-0 with 1 out. Here comes the pitch. It's outside. A lot of pretty easy takes here. That is in for a strike. Three and one with 1 gone. Bottom 2, 4-2 game. We are heading out to Oakland for the Orioles and the Athletics next. That one misses low for a ball. Then we'll head to the Pacific Northwest Yankees Mariners to wrap things up. Pitcher does not like the call at the bottom of the zone. Kicks a little dirt towards him. Understand why that would be a bit of a frustrating call, but he hasn't really earned the strike. I think sometimes when we see those 3-0 or the 3-1 counts specifically, where maybe that zone kind of widens out a little bit, he hasn't been consistently on the edges, and it's a little bit of that frustration thing of like, you're not calling the strikes, and then you think I don't deserve the strike calls, but I can't get the strike calls if you don't give me the strike calls. It's very weird. But it'll put a runner on. Again, Arizona, 4 runs on just 2 hits, and one of them was a 3-run home run. They took advantage of a hit by pitch. Oof, I thought they were going to take advantage of a walk there. Sliced foul down the left field line. Foul ball. Foul. The righty is ready. Sets and fires. That is hit. Foul again. That'll just get into the stands. Here comes the 1-2. That is hit out towards center field. Thought he got a pretty good swing off, but it is just an out. Crispy young, crispy quick. Chipper Jones is 1 for 1 with a double. He knocked in a run. Batting .307 on the season with a trio of home runs. That is in for a strike. One on with 2 gone. And that'll be hit out toward foul territory. Third baseman lunges at it, but can't come up with a catch. Chipper Jones will get another chance with an 0-2 count. And inside for a ball. Here comes the 1-2. And that's inside. Stays high. Pitch on the way and way outside. So had him 0-2. 3 balls in a row. Fills up the count. Runner in motion, unsurprisingly. Chipper Jones rolls over it. The second baseman fires to first in time, and that'll be out number 3. Arizona's able to work a walk, but can't do anything with it. They lead 4-2. Johnson, Cano, and Batista coming up for Pittsburgh. Looking to keep this game going. Arizona looking for a clean inning to shut this down. Nick Johnson got hit by a pitch. So they would have also taken advantage of a hit by pitch. Oh, unless he got... No, he was the lead... Never mind. He was the lead runner that got thrown out on the... Should have been double play. Never mind. Sometimes I just feel like the game runs out of room with what it can do. It's like, we don't have enough space. But they do. They have space. The righty winds and fires. Low for a ball. That is hit out towards left field. Left fielder moves over, makes the catch, and that is out number 1. Robinson Cano is 0 for 1 to 435 on the season. 5 home runs, 22 RBI. I feel like Cano should have more home runs. We've seen a few of his home runs. I think we've seen 2 of them. Absolute nukes. And both, at least the 2 off the top of my head that Cano has hit, have been over the taller walls in right field. One of them in Pittsburgh. I got absolutely destroyed. And the other one was in Minnesota as part of that 14-run explosion from this offense. Here's the wind and the pitch. It is low for a ball. 1-1. Pitcher winds and fires. Cano puts a charge into that one, but it's out to center field. Relatively routine play out there for Curtis Granderson. These are the two teams we're going to know the lineups the best of because we watched 4 games of them in a row. Jose Bautista is 1-for-1 with a single. Wind and the pitch. Gets the strike on the inside part of the zone. The inside edge. That is rolled right back up the middle. So Bautista goes 2 for 2 today. We got things going in the top of the second inning. We'll see if he can start a little bit of a rally here in the bottom, or the top of the third, excuse me. 2 outs. But Bautista keeps it alive. Seth Smith is 0 for 1, but does have a run scored. Okay, so Bautista would have been the guy that got thrown out on the double play, or should have been double play. And then you can see there that it does make sure to show us who has the runs, and it was who has the run. He was able to leg it out up to first. Takes a look at his strike to make the count 0-1. Here's the wind and the pitch. Low for a ball. 1-1. That is outside for a ball. Two one winds and that is hit out towards center field. That should do it. Arizona able to score 4 in the first, and they will hold on to win this one 4-2. Pirates at least made it interesting. They got a couple runs back to close that gap. Had some chances late, but just couldn't come up with the hit to tie or swing the lead in their favor. Fun series between these two. We watched all 4 games. Arizona might have won this one 3-1. It's weird how much of like basically I go stop stream and my brain just like gets rid of all the information. Matt Wieters 1 for 1 with a 3-run home run. Huge swing in the game. Without that, we're going to the bottom of the third. Rodrigo Lopez 6-5. Daisuke Matazuka goes to 5-6. Wieters with his second home run of the season. A no-doubter out to right field. And it was indeed a 3-1 series victory for the Arizona Diamondbacks. But it was tight. Pittsburgh batted a little bit better. Had a few more hits. Didn't have as many RBIs. And the Diamondbacks did get an extra home run. Oop, I popped a cord. I think. Okay. Or, all right. Hold on. Okay, there we go. Goodness gracious. I just straight bopped a cord with my foot. All right, let's move on to our third game. Actually, let's catch up on some scores. Braves over the Giants 1-0. Padres over the Marlins 6-0. Let's see. The Mets over the Reds 4-0. Royals beat the Guardians 2-1. Royals have done a really good job. They took care of that series, and they really extended that lead that they had. It was only a couple of days ago where the lead had flipped going into that series, I believe as it was. And then they've been able to just take that lead and stretch it in the American League Central. Twins over the Angels 3-2. That's good news for the Mariners. Phillies beat the Cubs 4-0. So they are able to take advantage of the... Where are they? The Marlins loss. And at least close the gap a little bit. Marlins up by 3 games in that, or no, I'm sorry, the Phillies to retake the lead. I was looking at the wrong thing. 33 and 23, 30, yeah. Phillies now up in that division. 4-2, Diamondbacks over the Pirates. And we will head down to the Orioles and the Athletics. Depending on the results today, we could have a change in the lead in the American League West, which is a little bit of a weird thing to say. The Athletics half a game behind the Mariners. While this loads, I'm going to mute my camera and microphone. I'll be right back. While it loads, hit the like button, subscribe, all that good stuff. Free, easy ways to help the channel. See you in a second. Welcome to the Oakland-Alameda Coliseum. Alameda County Coliseum. Darn, I was like, I think there's a word in there that's missing. Orioles are 2 games under 500, but the Athletics are kind of the team that we're keeping an eye on here, as they are involved in the playoff chase. Let's get you set with that Orioles lineup. John Jacob Jingleheimer-Schmidt is the designated hitter. He'll lead things off. Luis Castillo, not that Luis Castillo, at second base. Evan Longoria at third. Rick Ankiel is the left fielder. Derek Lee at first. Corey Hart in right. Miguel Montero is the catcher as Drupal Cabrera. Shortstop Trevor Crowe, Russell Crowe's brother, is in center field. And again, the tricky lineup of the Baltimore Orioles, who have 3 righties, 3 lefties, 3 switch hitters, and just kind of generally an annoying team in every facet. I opened the wrong thing. I meant to just go over here and bop this and do that and edit this and change that and click this and read that. R.A. Dickey is 4-6 with a 4.380 ERA, 10 games, 24.2 innings, 26, 8, and 11 hits, walks, and strikeouts. Here's a look at your Oakland Athletics defense. John J. Jingleheimer-Schmidt. Here's the righty, winding and firing. Oh my goodness, puts a charge into that one, out into right field, gets all the way to the 330 marker out in right. Vladimir Guerrero comes up with the throw. I didn't think he was going to get enough of that one. I thought that was going to be just kind of grounded for an out. Quick, easy, up, down, no problem. But Baltimore. Hey, is the Mariners fan actually rooting for Baltimore? I mean, impartial commentator, but also like, hey, can you help the Mariners out, please? By beating the Athletics. Maybe I'll be less annoyed with you this season. Knuckleballers. Oh, God. Oh, yeah, R.A. Dickey. I feel like I saw him in the... What's it called? Diamond Dynasty? I know Fernando Valenzuela was a guy that we faced a lot. That was just like an eye roll and an internal / external for me scream of, I can't stand you. Two and one. That is in for a strike on the inside. Here comes the 2-2. Ooh, that's going to get away from the catcher. The double will turn into a triple. Should just be a passed ball. I mean, wasn't in the dirt or anything. Nothing wild about the pitch, really. It just got away from the catcher. So John Jacob Jingleheimer-Schmidt 90 feet away from taking the lead here for Baltimore. Full count and a payoff pitch on the way. It is. Hit into center field, 1-0 Baltimore. Got under that one and able to drive it into the field for a nice easy single and Just like that, it's 1-0. Evan Longoria, 4 home runs, 12 RBI, 1 stolen base. God, it's just such an ugly pitch. I hate it. Yeah, why? No, I'm Wakefield. That is fouled away. Let's get really cheesy with it. I'm Wakefield cards. Ugh, God. Curious what they'll have for launch day for Diamond Dynasty. I don't know what I'm going to do. I mean, I'll play the game a bunch when it comes out. We'll do a big marathon stream like we did last year. But I don't know if I want to do with Diamond Dynasty. Maybe we'll start the... I like the single player stuff. I think that's fun to do. But we could also just like play with a bunch of random teams or something. I don't know. It's like a game that simultaneously has like a lot of modes, but also at the same time it's like... I'm not interested in like a ton of them, you know? Though I did like the roguelite mode. That was a lot of fun. Out in foul territory. And that will be out number 1 here for the Baltimore Orioles. Like I was talking about earlier, we should know the cover athlete next week. About this time next week. I've been talking about that for a little while. That is indeed just what out. Hopefully we know the release date, but they almost never do that. They always do the, I don't even know how many modern catchers could even catch a knuckleball pitcher anymore? Well, that's a good question. That'd be a fun thing. I don't know how you'd find that out, but yeah, with how wildly that pitch can move. So Baltimore comes up with 2 hits right away. They score a run, but nothing past that. And it'll be up to the Oakland Athletics to respond after falling behind early. Jacoby Ellsbury in center field, Vlad Guerrero in right, Kevin Youkilis at third, Adam Lind at first, Hideki Matsui in left, Kila Kayahue is the designated hitter, Clint Barnes is at shortstop, Jose Lopez at second, and Brian Schneider is the catcher. Bronson Ario, 5-4, 6.39 ERA, 10 games, 25.1 innings pitched, 30, 11, and 20. Yes, nailed it. 30, 11, and 20. So 41 to 20. Not terrible. We can like it a little bit more. And that walk to strikeout ratio, or strikeout to walk ratio, however you'd like to phrase it, maybe a little close for my taste. So we will go to the bottom of the first. Jacoby Ellsbury is going to lead things off. The kick and the pitch. It is foul up the first base line. Tight play for the Athletics. It bounces the Baltimore Orioles away as they bring their Baltimore BS to Oakland. That is rolled to the shortstop, who picks it up, fires in time for out number 1. Catcher gave that like wild swing your hand behind you and hope something happens animation, but not hit hard enough to split the gap on the backside. Vladimir Guerrero is batting .348 with 2 home runs, 13 RBI, no stolen bases. One up, one down for Oakland, and Guerrero takes a strike at the letters. And Guerrero puts a good swing into it, gets it past the shortstop, and he will have a single. A solid single, you might say, right up the middle. So Kevin Youkilis will step up. The righty winds and fires. That's inside. Saw 2 hit by pitches in the previous game. I thought that one might drift a little bit more in, but does land in the catcher's mitt. He falls behind Youkilis. 2 Boston hitters in the first 3 for the Athletics. That one misses, but we saw a pitch in a similar location earlier get called for a strike, so I'm not sure. Corner a little funky in this one. So here comes the 2-0. And that'll be hit well out to right field. Does it have enough? It does! Home run, Kevin Youkilis. Baltimore scores 1 in the top of the first, and the Athletics swing back with 2 in the bottom. That's what you're looking for. Bloop and a blast. Swing it in your favor. I wasn't sure if it was going to count. I wasn't sure if it was going to have enough 342 majestic feet, but also that wall out there is so weird and funky to deal with. I know the Los Angeles Angels kind of changed theirs on the scoreboard, in that scoreboard area, because it used to be like you had to get it up over the fence, but then they drew the line, the flat yellow line, to denote that it was lowered. But there's no yellow line out there. To bring the annoying video game conversation about everything having the yellow paint. Either way, it's 2-1 Oakland with just 1 gone, though it is an 0-2 count to the left-handed batter. That'll be sliced out to center field. The catch is made on the run. And 2 gone. Hideki Matsui steps up. How many home runs does he have? I think we saw one of them, I think. 4 home runs on the year for him. Matsui takes a strike. Low outside corner. The righty is ready. Winds and fires. It is low for a ball. Okay. The crowd cheers for Matsui as he takes a ball low. Oh my goodness. Speaking of home runs from Hideki Matsui, that is absolutely launched to right field. No doubter. 3-1 Oakland. So Oakland is getting out, hit, home run, out, home run. They cut a step out, so then theoretically they would cut the out, and it would just be a home run. See what happens. He's only batting 125. See if we can get something going. He's put up a couple of tough at-bats, but we haven't really seen him be successful. I think he did avoid the double play last time we were here in Oakland the other day. He will hit that right to the shortstop on the fly. So, 3 runs on 3 hits, a 2-run blast, a solo shot. Lee Hart and Montero looking to respond. 3-1 Oakland. Derek Lee is averaging has a 286 average. Can the Baltimore Orioles respond here in the top of the second? I really look at the fact that they had the 1 run in the first 2 batters and then did nothing else. And they are facing the knuckleball pitcher, so see how this goes. 1 pitch, 1 swing, 1 out. Corey Hart, it's your turn. 305 average, 4 home runs. Here's the righty. Oof. God, those pitches look so good coming in, but they're so slow and wobbly, and it's just so hard to see where they're going to go. The timing gets all thrown off. Ugh. Yuck. That is a little bit more the speed you're accustomed to seeing, and a little more the straight-on pitch, rather than a big looping knuckleball that wiggles its way in. Hart fouls that one off and just can't get good contact on it. 1-2. One away. Oof, way outside for a ball. Here comes the 2-2. He'll put a good swing into that, but pulls it just foul. Putting up a much better at bat than the previous batter did. And he'll get the strike called on that. Called on him at the knees. Oh, what a location. Darn, we don't get the... What a helpful replay. Super helpful. Couldn't possibly have gained anything from that, huh? All right. Miguel Montero, batting .217, no home runs, 3 RBI, and no stolen bases. Wind down the pitch, way outside for a ball. Here comes the 1-0 with 2 gone. It is a strike. One pitch on the way, and that is, ooh, just past the diving second baseman, out towards center field, or out into center field. So that'll be a single, a 2-out single. Keep this inning alive. Dickey a little upset with the result there, but see if he can throw another one. Not like the Orioles have been getting consistent, solid contact. They had a couple of hits in the first 2 at-bats, but then Dickey was able to shut him down for 5 straight outs, basically. The lefty takes that pitch outside. It's just those pitches, when they leave the hand and they start going up and coming in, they look so good, but that one drifted just outside. 1-0. And another good take on a pitch that drifted well outside and missed low as well. That is outside. 3-0. So, I mean, this has got to be hands-off controller. I think a lot of times, if it's a normal pitcher, I think you can understand 3-0, trying to get your ace swing off. With a knuckleball, I don't know. Does get the call at the knees to make it 3-1. Three-one swung on, driven towards left field, but the left fielder is there. He'll make the catch to retire the side. And we will head to the bottom half of the second. 3 hits for each team, but Oakland's two of Oakland's 3 hits have left the ballpark. Barnes, Lopez, Schneider, the 7, 8, 9 hitters. Coming up for the Athletics. Barnes. Not a great batting average, but he'll step up to the plate. And the righty. Ooh, nice diving stop by the third baseman. Gets it to the first baseman in time for the out. Jose Lopez. 0-0 with 1 gone. That is swung on, and nice play by the third baseman again. Is he too deep? He is safe. He is just a step too deep. It's a nice job to get to it. Probably prevents it from being extra bases because you think the ball rolling kind of slowly out towards left field. If you take a big aggressive turn at first, maybe you get into scoring position. But third baseman does a good job to make it a close play at the bag, but more importantly, eliminates him from contention to run to second. 1 on and 1 gone here. 2-run lead for Oakland. 3-1 in the bottom of the second. That is a strike on the low outside corner. Nice location. One and one. Pitch kind of so bad it's good. Catcher was set up way inside, and I think that pitch kind of started out of the hand, kind of diving toward the batter, but slid back in over the plate. It almost was so bad it was bad. The batter swung under it. This is driven out to center field. Center fielder makes the adjustment and the catch out number 2. Jacoby Ellsbury 0 for 1. 278 with no home runs. 6 RBI though. That'll be rolled to the first baseman. 1 pitch, 1 swing, 1 out. And it is out number 3. So we will head to the top of the third. It's 3-1 still. Crow, Jay, and Castillo. Sorry, Jay, Jingleheimer, Schmidt, and Castillo coming up. Trevor Crow, 200 average, no home runs, no RBIs, no stolen bases. He'll lead things off here in the third. And the pitch misses low and outside. Dickey winds and fires. The 1-0. It is foul. Oh, my goodness. These pitches, they're just so tempting when they come out of the hands, but there's just nothing the batters can really do. 1 and 2. Hit towards shortstop. Fired over to first in time for the outs. Scooped cleanly, which is a big piece of the puzzle in this game, considering how frequently it gives you the bobble animation. You or us, the bobble animation. John Jay, Jingleheimer Schmidt is 1 for 1 with a double. He did come around to score the run. Got the Orioles out to a good start. A fast start. But they have been stuck at 1 run for the rest of the game so far. They'll take a pitch outside for a ball. The 1-0 is going to be swung on and hit out to right field. So John Jacob Jingleheimer Schmidt pulled one up that first base line. He did advance to third on the wild pitch, or the passed ball, excuse me. But he has half the hits for the Orioles. A double, a single, and a run. Luis Castillo, 1 for 1 with a single. Knocked in a run. I mean, do you put John Jay in? Jacob Jingleheimer Schmidt. Do you put him in motion here? The wind and the pitch. Foul. Like, maybe a try for a hit and run rather than just an out-and-out steal. You don't want to be out number 2 at second base, but if you can try and avoid the double play. Of course, this is a knuckleball pitcher, so you might have an opportunity if you can get a good jump. Some good takes here from Castillo. 2-1. They will put him in motion. The throw down is not in time. Safe. It's closer than you would think, but that slide just throws so much of a wrench into the momentum of the batter. And the pitch outside makes it 3-2. So a full count gives us a payoff pitch here with 1 out and a runner in scoring position. So Jacob Jingleheimer-Schmidt has been a bit of a pest on the base paths. He has gotten his hit and then been able to advance 90 feet. As we see out number 2, popped out towards the third base side in foul territory, and that will lead to the final out. Evan Longoria looking to keep this game alive for the Orioles. He'll take a strike at the knees, 0-1. That is hit right back up the middle. John Jacob Jingleheimer-Schmidt hits third and heads for home. Center fielder rises and fires. Closer than you might think, but it is safe. Rick Ankiel 0-1. Is it just the single? It is indeed just the single. I don't think you want to be too aggressive here. You don't want to be out number 3. Thought about swinging. Did he? No. He did not go. 1-0. Runner on first with 2 outs. Gets the strike at the knees. It's that low outside corner to the lefties. That portion of the zone has been open for strikes. Maybe a little wider than it should be. Here comes the 1-1. It is really in a nice location. I mean, that looked hittable, but again, the knuckleball is just real hard to pick up. 1-2. Baltimore down to their final strike. Here's the pitch. It is hit. They bobble it. It is thrown to first. Not in time. Oh, no. It's Baltimore BS in Oakland. He is safe. Wow. They will head to the bullpen. They'll bring in the lefty. It'll be Will Oman. 16 games, a 2-0 record, a 1.69 Noyce ERA, no saves, 16 innings, 4-9 walks and strikeouts. Derek Lee is 0-1. Fouled away. So the Orioles still alive thanks to the error by the Athletics. And boy, does this game like punishing teams for that foul ball. Oh, just needed that to drop a little bit sooner. And they at least tie the game, maybe take the lead. 0-2. Final strike for the Orioles again. It is cold strike 3 at the knees. That's going to be that low inside corner yet again. Oh my goodness. We'll take a look at the replay here. Boy. That is not the funnest way to end a game, but I think you also can't leave your at-bat in the hands of the umpires. Kevin Youkilis 1-for-1 with a home run. It was a 2-run blast. 3-2, your final here. Baltimore scores 1 in the first, 1 in the third. R.A. Dickey improves to 5-6. Bronson Arroyo falls to 5-5, and Will Oman. He gets his first save of the season. Youkilis and Matsui both hit their 5th home runs of the season. Oakland sweeps the Baltimore Orioles, and for the moment, I believe will be tied for the AL West lead. They batted .437, 4 home runs. And they only, I mean, Baltimore pitched the minimum amount of innings, basically. There was the walk-off, 6.1 innings pitched. Other than that, like, it was home team wins. Wow. All right, let's catch up on some scores here. Where'd we leave off? All right. Rockies over the Nationals, 2-1. So the Diamondbacks can't quite pick up the full game on the Rockies or pull them back to be 32-26, but they're still right there. Red Sox over the Rangers, 2-0. Cardinals over the Astros, 3-0. Brewers beat the Dodgers 1-0. We watched the Athletics over the Orioles, 3-2. So you can see there 29-26, 29-26 for the Mariners and the Athletics. So this game will decide who is in charge, or who is in first place, of the American League West. Will it be the Mariners? Or will it be the Athletics? Let's find out together. Yankees Mariners, game number 4. Thanks everybody for hanging out. I appreciate it. I'll flip the thumbnail while you give this video a thumbs up. How about that? Thanks again, everybody, for hanging out. If you're enjoying the content. Pretty easy way to help the channel, obviously, is to give the video a thumbs up. Subscribe if you're enjoying it and you want more. Welcome to Safeco Field. The Yankees are 32-22. Mariners are 29-26. Fun fact about this series, it's just a 3-game set, but so far the first 2 games have been a 5-0 victory for the Yankees and a 5-0 victory for the Mariners. We'll see if that trend continues. Scott Posednik is going to lead off, left fielder for the Yankees. Marlon Byrd in center field, Prince fielder at first. Hank Blaylock, designated hitter. Miguel Tejada is the shortstop. Cody Ross in right field. Brandon Phillips in second. Casey Blake at third. Giovanni Soto a catcher. No spoilers, please. I haven't watched your third stand-up yet. We'll definitely check it out later. Oh. Spoilers. No, I'm just kidding. Thank you for watching. I appreciate it. Bum, 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 bum. Trevor Cahill, 6-5 with a 4.75 ERA, 11 games, 30.1 innings pitched, 34-10, and I didn't even get the last number. A 14. 34-10 and 14. I feel like the last couple times we've seen the Mariners, we've seen Cahill, which is not, maybe not the best thing in the world. Pitch 1 is inside for a ball, and we are underway for game number 4. Mariners-Yankees play each other in Seattle early next year. Seattle gets Cleveland for a 4-game set, and then a 3-game set against the Yankees. Not sure that I believe that was a strike, but I guess, hey, 1-1's the count. Depending on how good the Guardians are, could lead to a bit of a rough start for the Mariners, who really struggled against the Yankees last year. 1-1. Yankees start on a West Coast trip, as that is hit to the shortstop, scoops it clean, and fires to first in time for out number 1. They start in San Francisco and then come up to the Pacific Northwest. I only know that because they get the that opening night game on Wednesday. Here's the wind and the pitch. Okay. Does not get the call. 1-0, so second batter in a row, and only 2 batters faced so far. Falls behind 1-0. Did bounce back nicely to get a relatively easy out. And he'll get him to roll over it. Second baseman bobbles it, but plenty of time for out number 2. Almost gave the safe signal, but he is out. That's about the spot. That's about as far towards second as you can be to get the bobble and the out. Obviously, it's player dependent, but at the top of the lineup, theoretically, you have some speed. So Prince Fielder, he'll take a swing at that. First baseman flips to the pitcher covering, and that is out number 3. And we saw that in the first game. The Mariners did a good job to get through the first 3 batters pretty easily. It was that second inning where things got a little funky. Speaking of the Yankees, he's back in the lineup, so it'll be a right-handed pitcher for the New York Yankees. Talking about Brett Gardner, of course, in left field. When there's a left-handed pitcher, he does not play. Kurt Suzuki is the catcher. Ichiro in right. Aramis Ramirez at third. Travis Hafner at first. Brett Wallace is the designated hitter. Reed Brignac is the shortstop. Ian Kinsler at second. Milky Cabrera in center field. And there's that little lefty lineup I was telling you about. They shift things around a little bit, so it does actually play the matchups to the pitcher. And the Mariners have a fairly different lineup for a lefty pitcher. I think there's just an extra righty in the lineup, and they do move some guys around. Zach Minor, 4 ERA in 10 games, a 4-5 record, 27 innings, 32, 8, and 14. I read that a little out of order, threw myself off, but still got there. Bam, nailed it. Nailed it. As you look at your defensive lineup, Brett Gardner is a very interesting person for the Mariners to put on first base. They do love putting him in motion. He has 12 stolen bases. And a pitch goes low. 247 average. You'd like to see that average up just a little bit, especially with that number of stolen bases. You can bump that average a few points. Get just a couple extra opportunities. How many extra stolen bases can you have? I'll take a strike with pitch number 2 and evens out the count at 1-1. Righty winds and fires. That one's low, 2-1. Everything's been pretty low in the zone. See if he goes any other location. No, not really. Stays low again. Gets the batter Gardner to swing over the top of it. 2-2. That is inside for a ball. Here's the payoff pitch. It'll be hit to the third baseman. Dives. Does Gardner have enough time to get there? He does. Safe at first base. Kurt Suzuki. We'll see if they want to put him in motion. I would anticipate that the Mariners do put him, Brett Gardner, in motion. See what Suzuki can do here. They will put him in motion immediately. Gardner is down easily, safe at second. That is what stolen base number 13 we've already seen. Or we've seen. And we saw him steal multiple times in a game against Detroit, so. Oh, that is hit well out to center, but the center fielder makes the catch. It'll be an easy tag. So Gardner does a good job. Steals second, able to advance to third. It's got to be such a frustrating at-bat for Kurt Suzuki, who put a good swing on the ball, just couldn't get it away from the center fielder. Otherwise, that's an RBI. That does give Ichiro an opportunity to drive in a run early in this one. Just thank God I didn't draft a single player. Ichiro just went to the Mariners, thank God. They'll take a pitch outside for a ball. Whoa. Kicking cables again with my feet. 1-0. Here's the wind and the pitch. It is low for ball 2. 2-0. That's Ichiro. Let's see, it gets his stance going. Here comes the 2-0. Stays way upstairs for ball 3. Wow. Okay. Ichiro didn't even really take the bat off his shoulder. Nothing too competitive. Maybe thought that last pitch would be something worth swinging at, but it was not. So, runners on the corners. One gone. Interesting to see. The Yankees probably should be in double play depth, but I don't know. This game's weird, so it feels like it's dumb to say anything definitive about what this game's going to do. Aramis Ramirez with 4 home runs and 20 RBIs. Those are some fun. That's a fun stat line. Here's the wind and the pitch way outside. Good job by the catcher to make sure it doesn't get past him. Pitcher's a little wild here. Just one gone. And the out was on a really solid swing. That is hit into right field. Ichiro had to hold because he thought maybe the third baseman would get it. It'll be a double and it'll advance Ichiro to third. An RBI double with one gone. Good news for the Mariners who take a 1-0 lead. There was no way he was going to get that. Travis Hafner, 215 average, 5 home runs, 14 RBI. That'll be a strike on the inside corner. Don't know if I agree with that call, but it's 0-1. Second pitch is a ball. Makes it 1-1. 2 runners in scoring position. And that one stays upstairs. Got to be nice and patient. He has not been consistently in the zone. And to the lefty hitter specifically, feels like he's had a lot of trouble. This is going to be a little lefty lane, I believe, with Hafner. The start of a lefty lane, I should say. Nobody's going anywhere. Back to third, safe. Be interesting to see if that ball gets away from the third baseman. How aggressive do they get? I would send, but you never know. And we haven't seen that be an issue. We've seen some overthrows to second on the steal attempts, but they haven't been super consistent. It's only been a couple here and there. And they aren't particularly aggressive on it. Mainly because they're in a slide motion, but still. That pitch was inside for a strike, full count. Here's a payoff pitch. I mean, if Travis Hafner can drive in a run here anyway, or hey, take a walk. Maybe zip your lips there, Sean. Bases are packed for the Mariners and the next batter. Righty will ask for a new ball. It'll be Brett Wallace, 315 average. 3 home run, 10 RBI, as long as he avoids the double play. It's too good of an opportunity for the Mariners to pass up. He rolls it right to first. He bobbles it. He'll step on the bag. Oh, my goodness. The Mariners are still alive here, but that should have been a double play. Oh, boy. Rolled it right to the first baseman, and just Prince Fielder couldn't come up with it. Here's the wind and the pitch. Big swing under it for a strike. That is hit into left. One will score. Will they send him around third? They won't. They thought about it. Throws a little up the line. Probably a good call, but it's an RBI single nonetheless. Couldn't get it away from the defender. He got it into the grass pretty easily, but just couldn't get it away from anybody. Ian Kinsler steps up. 2 on, 2 out. 3-0 lead for the Mariners here in the bottom of the first. Looking to retain first place in the American League West. It'd be a half-game lead. Unfortunately for us, the Athletics and the Mariners do not play again this season. Here's the wind and the pitch. Gets the strike. on the outside edge. Here's the wind, and the pitch will be rolled to the second baseman, scoops it up cleanly, and it's out number 3. The Mariners get out of it with a little more than they probably should have had. Blaylock, Tejada, and Ross. 3 runs on 3 hits. And we'll see if the Yankees can respond to the top of the second. That was where they did so much of their damage in game number 1. That's actually where they did all of their damage. Thanks in part to a horrible blown call by the umpires. So it'll be up to Cahill to try and keep this Yankees lineup down. Misses just outside for a ball. 1-0. Here comes the 1-0 way outside. 2-0. Cahill hasn't done a great job getting ahead of batters, especially with those first pitches. But he also has a 3-run lead to work with. You'd like to see him be just a touch more aggressive. Gets the foul ball, and it'll be 2-1. 2-2 following that foul ball. Jammed him inside a little bit. And swung on and missed. So a couple of foul balls to get the 2 strikes, and then able to get by him on the 3rd one. 1 gone for the Yankees. Miguel Tejada batting .284, 2 home runs, 12 RBI. Pitcher's ready. He'll fire that outside for a ball. And that misses low for a ball as well. Eesh. Not what you're looking for in these situations. Did get the strikeout on the previous batter, but you can't keep playing with fire over and over and over again. 2-0. And that misses low. 3-0. And hey, there's the automatic. I mean, that's a hands-off controller, 3-0 pitch. Let him, if he's going to throw a strike, that's fine. Best case scenario, he's able to walk me. 3-1. How big does the batter want to swing here? Pretty big, and he's able to get on first with a single into center field. Second baseman tried to get a stop, but unable to come up with it. Cody Ross grew a beard between now and... Oh, that's right. That's one of the rare photos of him without a beard. Which is very weird. Because it'd be odd to see... It'd be odd for me to see Cody Ross with a beard. See if they want to push their luck. They do not. It'll be a double for Cody Ross. And just like that, the Yankees have 2 in scoring position. I believe Ross had a home run in that first game we watched. Brandon Phillips, .277 average. He has a home run. Represents the tying run. Doesn't look like he likes the pitch that the catcher called. See what he comes up with. It is a foul ball into the stands. Almost. Off the top of the wall. I thought it was going to drift just a little further, but I forgot also how steep that ramp is there. Wind hand, the pitch misses outside with the slider. That is hit out towards right field. It's Ichiro. He'll make the grab. The throw in home is safe. It was a throw a little up the line, so the Yankees able to get one, but I was kind of hoping for that, like, don't run on Ichiro moment. But he was able to run on him successfully. Casey Blake still working with a runner in scoring position and is the tying run again. 3-1 Mariners here in the top of the second. The wind and the pitch, and it's going to be 0-1 after the ball is foul. We won't even have to catch up on any scores after this because we'll know the final score of the day, which is this game. That is low for a ball, 1-1. Winds and fires, gets the swing and the miss to make it 1-2. Runner on second with 2 outs. The pitch is outside, evens the count up at 2-2. And misses inside, 3-2, maybe just a touch too cute for the pitch there. That fills up the count. Here comes a payoff pitch. And he hits him. Cool. Great. God. This Mariners team. I mean, unbiased commentator, but for the love of goodness. The one time you're actually ahead of them with 2 strikes. And it's 3 balls in a row, and it's a hit by pitch on a payoff pitch. Like, what are you doing? So still 2 outs. Tying run now on first, and the go-ahead run on at home. Finally finds a nice location, gets that low inside corner. It's been available for strikes for the pitchers throughout the day. There is a swing and a foul ball, 0-2. I'd like to see Cahill be really aggressive here and try to find something in the zone. I'm guessing he'll get too cute and throw a slider. Whew. I think that was a pitch that did not move the way he wanted it to. It was fouled away. It remains 0-2. Here's the wind and the pitch. Gets the swing and the miss, and that will retire the side. New York scores 1 on a couple of hits. Does get a hit by pitch. They put the tying run aboard, but can't come up with anything after that. Cabrera, Gardner, Suzuki coming up for the Mariners. We'll see again if Gardner in that 2 spot here this inning, if they get him on base, do they steal? He already has 1 stolen base. The Yankees have got to be frustrated with the inability to pick up a double play. Here's the wind and the pitch. It is a ball. I'm a little surprised with that call. Looked like it was a strike to me, but I guess, you know what, unbiased commentator? I don't know about that one. Here comes the 1-0. This pitcher for the Yankees has seemed to be a little wild, especially to the lefty hitters. I don't know exactly what it is, but it just feels like he's like a little scared. Or he's just getting too cute and doesn't have the location for it. That's a big swing on a 2-0 count. Makes it 2-1. Here's the wind and the pitch. Thought about the bunt, but able to pull it back in time. Looked like it was a bit of a late decision. That pitch way inside. 3-1. Batters love being aggressive in this count. The wind hand, the pitch, and that'll be hit past the second baseman. Not sure. We'll actually go ahead and take a look at that. Is that going to be the funk that we saw in St. Louis? Where it like goes through the glove, or was it off the wrist, or what? Problem is these replays right here aren't particularly helpful. It will bring up Gardner. We'll try to get his stats real quick. 1 for 1, a single, a stolen base. He has 6 RBI, 1 home run with a .257 average. I forgot that they drop off the stolen base stat. We'll take a look at it from the second baseman's perspective. He has a beat on it. It doesn't look like it's that high. It's St. Louis garbage. Oh no, it's what I thought it was. It just right through the glove. I mean, I guess this kind of makes up for that awful call. That should have been an out. Well, let's see if the Mariners can take advantage of it. Last time we saw that happen to the Mariners, they were able to take advantage of it against St. Louis. They ended up winning that game by quite the large margin. I don't think an insurance run or two would hurt here. They'll get a strike on the inside. 0-1. Brett Gardner has already come around to score. We talked about him briefly. If they put him... Well, now they can't put him on unless he's able to get a single and advance the runner. Like to third and open up second base. The steal is out of the question. So I don't know if you would go for the double steal. He'll advance the runner to second. Kurt Suzuki, unfortunately, wasn't able to drive the ball away from the defender the first time he was up. Had good contact, but it was an out. Did advance the runner from second. Boy, he crushed that one, huh? That is gone! A 2-run home run! The game absolutely F's the Yankees over. Could have been just a 2-out solo shot. Instead, it's a 2-run, 1-out home run. Suzuki got all of that one. He just missed that other pitch. He hit it so well. Advanced the runner from second. It was Brett Gardner. That time, he got all of it and drove it out. It is now 5-1 Mariners in the bottom of the second. One gone for Ichiro, who had a shot to throw the runner out at home, but accuracy wasn't there. The wind and the pitch. That is a strike. Kind of right down the middle. Ooh, Ichiro's going to put down a bunt. He is hustling up the first base line. Safe. He is safe. So the 1-out bunt puts it down, and there's the replay. Phases right through him. Aramis Ramirez is 1 for 1 with a double. He's knocked in a run. I wonder where exactly it'd have to get Ichiro all the way around to home from first, but here's pitch number 1. It's a good take. That pitch looked like it was going to be inside, but kind of got that inside corner. And foul up the third baseline. Oh, and 2. That is outside for a ball. Here comes the 1-2. One gone. That is foul up the first base line. The righty winds and fires inside. 2-2. foul again. So the count will stay 2-2, and he'll stay alive. That is... Oh my goodness, the third baseman didn't go for that. Ichiro's going to hit the big turn at second, and he will slide in safely at third. Oh boy. Mariners are getting gifts all over the place. Third baseman absolutely should have had that ball. The Yankees will head to the bullpen, and it'll be Martinez. Jayon? Let's see. Okay, just kidding. They just... Okay, maybe they might have given... I don't know. You saw the stats. Travis Hafner worked a walk in his first plate appearance. He's only batting .215. Runners on first and third with just one out. Though maybe the Mariners should... Or the Yankees defense should be out of this inning. Third baseman really probably should have had that ball. And then you have the... What should have been an out for out number one, and then you have the out that they actually have registered. That's 3, and only a solo home run. That is low, so I guess the Mariners getting a little bit of karmic payback. Or the game's just setting me up to be absolutely miserable here in about 20 minutes. 1-1. 1 gone, 2 on. Of course, you can look at that Mariners first inning. That's an out. Out number 2. You can look at the Mariners' first inning as well. They didn't get charged with an error because they still got the out at first. But they should have turned 2. The Yankees should have turned 2. And that would have limited how much damage the Mariners were able to do. So I think that would have gotten them out of the inning, and it would have at least prevented a run. And it is Seattle 5, Yankees 1. And foul. And I guess the little bit of the bright side for us would be that at least if it's lopsided, it's in favor of the home team. That's fouled away. And that'll split the infielders and score a run, advancing the lead runner just to second base. They'll work station to station. 6-1 now for 6-1 advantage now for the Mariners. Reed Brignac is 1 for 1 with a single and an RBI. Here's the wind and the pitch. It is fouled away. He'll pop that one up to the catcher. And that will retire the side. Mariners pick up a bunch of runs. Well, wait, no, what? Yeah, they pick up 3 runs. I apologize. Pick up 3 runs on a bunch of hits. It is 6-1. Pasednik, Bird, and Fielder. The 1-2-3 hitters for the Yankees coming up in a 5-run deficit here in the top of the 3rd. Thanks again, everybody, for hanging out. I appreciate it. Oops. Oh, whoa, 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 whoa. No, no, no. No, no, no. Please don't do whatever you're doing there, computer. He continues to struggle finding the first pitch strike, and it's starting to get a little frustrating, if I'm being honest, just from a... Like, I know, look, Mariners guy, blah, 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 I get it. But, like, with a 5-run lead in any situation, you want to see the pitcher be aggressive. Cahill has not been able to find the zone in a consistent manner, and at times doesn't even feel like he's aiming for the zone. He's trying to get too cheeky. He's trying to get too cute. Just throw the ball. Hit the zone. 2-1. That is smashed foul.
That's a foul ball.
And that'll be hit. Shortstop comes up with it. Throws over to first in time for out number 1. So if the score holds, each victory would be a 5-run victory. 5-0 for the Yankees in Game 1. 5-0 Seattle in Game 2. 6-1 Game 3 in favor of Seattle. Should the score hold? Don't want to jinx anything. Not trying to, say that it's over or anything. I really should not have said that. Here's the wind and the pitch stays way upstairs for a ball. That'll get the knees for a strike. Readies and fires. It'll be rolled over. Second baseman can't come up with the ball, but the bobble animation doesn't bite them too badly. Kins are still able to throw out the runner up. Still able to throw the runner out at first. Prince Fielder steps up. Last chance for the Yankees. He will take a swing at that and put it into left field. It'll hit the ground on the warning track, and that will be that'll be a double. That was a very close play. My goodness. Puts a good swing into it. I mean, nothing to be too irritated or upset with. Gardner still has a nice throw in. As the Yankees pick up their third hit of the afternoon. Hank Blaylock is 0 for 1 with a strikeout, though he does have a .313 average. Pitcher nods his head in approval. Readies, winds, and fires. That is going to be up the third base line. Uh-oh. It'll be an RBI single with 2 outs here in the top of the third. 6-2. Miguel Tejada. That'll be rolled in front of the catcher. Pitcher comes over, fires to first in time for the out. Okay, that got weirdly worrisome there for the Mariners fans such as myself, especially when I said every game's been a 5-run margin of victory. I'm like, okay, buddy, you're just asking for problems, and you were almost gifted a problem in the form of the Yankees picking up a couple of hits there at the end, but just not enough wiggle room to work with as they scored run number 2 with 2 outs. Kurt Suzuki, your player of the game, 1 for 2 with a home run. It was a 2-run blast. Trevor Cahill picks up the win. He improves to 7-5. Zach Miner falls to 4-6. Suzuki's 5th home run of the season. The Mariners win this one and win the series as they bat over 500 through the 3 games. 2-1, your final. And that would even include, I don't remember exactly how well they batted in that first game, but they did get blanked 5-0. A 14-14 ERA for the New York Yankees. Yikes. And that'll do it. I believe that's all our scores that we're caught up on. Mariners hold on to a half-game lead in the division over the Athletics. We'll get a fresh batch of series tomorrow, including the Mariners taking on the Tampa Bay Rays. We'll see what else is happening. I know the Kansas City and Tampa Bay are playing. I thought that was going to be a bigger series than it actually is going to end up being because the Blue Jays have not looked good lately. We will head to save slot 8 and save the game Thank you, everybody, for hanging out. I appreciate it. I'll be back tomorrow, 6 p.m. Pacific time, right here on the channel for more MLB The Show. Again, thank you so much for watching. Easy way to help the channel. Give the video a thumbs up if you're enjoying it. If you want more, subscribe. Ring the bell. You'll be notified when I post new videos. And I think that's just about everything. Check out other content on the channel. And I appreciate you watching. Good night, good sports, go baseball, and we'll see you tomorrow. Bye, everybody.